Hey traders, welcome to this video, and we're just about to start off with the S&P 500. Now, if you remember last week, we were looking for a inverse head and shoulders pattern. Unfortunately, that just didn't play out whatsoever. As one of our things we mentioned, that if the pattern didn't play out, we could revisit these lows, and if it was to play out, we could revisit these highs. Now, it's just one of those things. Thanksgiving week, there was little volatility, little movement, apart from the start of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, everyone pretty much selling off. I think that's probably based on a little bit of fear, so people don't really want to be long over the holiday period. And so what we can see here, potentially, we could open up lower and penetrate lower next week or this week coming. And if we get a close up around here, that will look really nice on the weekly. It will then look like a pin bar, which would be quite a nice looking bullish reversal on the weekly, and we could see a nice double bottom pattern here as we are testing the support level. Now that means we could potentially start to rise higher if there are enough buyers in this area, and potentially look to target this sort of zone here. And if we get a breakout above there, we get to target here and slightly higher. Now if the opposite occurs, we come down here and close here, it could be a bit bearish. And so yeah, there's not really much point in trying to look for any bullish reversal signs, and so it's one to sort of keep in the back of your mind. If that does happen, you may need to start changing your bias in a slightly longer term, because right now the market isn't looking overly strong. It's a little bit choppy here at the minute, so we're needing to pick a direction. Hopefully we'll see this this coming week and sort of help us, give us an actual bias as to what we're trying to look for. Now, if we look at the volatility index as well, this thing has actually stayed up a lot longer than we were expecting. Looking for a bit of a sell-off back down to the low teens, and actually it's just started to grind up higher. Something to keep an eye on the back of your head. So if you're looking at volatility indexes, do keep an eye on that and sort of use that to sort of gauge as to what to do next. If you're looking at oil as well, this has been in an absolute bearish sell-off. As we can see, this support zone was just smashed straight through. Came down to this one again, same thing. Very quick bounce off it and then smashed straight through. Trapped a lot of bullish buyers here. And it's just like, it's not looking the greatest. I'll say that as well. Yeah, it's one of the biggest moves, biggest continual moves we've seen for quite some time. It's like a waterfall type pattern. So last time we've seen something like that we've seen it back here in 2015, and the bigger one was 2014. Now, what we can sort of potentially look for is, there could be some reversals along the way, but the trend now looks to be bearish. So any massive pops higher, probably to this area, same as back in 2015, could be areas to look for interest and to sort of work off there. It's one of those things. You just need to see how everything plays out over the next weeks and months. And to finally top it off, we have Bitcoin. Bitcoin, if you remember last week, we were looking here at the 5,000 level as potentially getting a decent chance that we were going to retest it. We didn't actually retest it, we just smashed straight through it, and we've been heading lower since. Got a bit of consolidation for a couple of days, and today we've just started to smash below 4,000. It's a really bearish candle, so I wouldn't be expecting any real bounces to happen here. The next real bounce zone could be 3,000 sort of area, so 2,800, 2,500, something around that is where we could see a potential bounce back up to either 5 or even 6k. But even that, I wouldn't be holding a bullish bias whatsoever. It would be more bearish than anything, potentially looking for opportunities on that side, as well as also the bounce opportunities. So see how those play out for price action wise. Ultimately though, there is a sort of a wild card, sort of educated guess here. We could head back to 1100 or 1100 area. This is the former highs on 2013. which if you look here, let me zoom in a wee bit. If we come back here, this is where it had a monster rally higher and then came back down, retested. Eventually, it retested the April 2013 highs, and as you can see, meandered a little bit along there and then started a really long march higher. Now we could see something like that where we see price come all the way back down, maybe just a bit below, and then start to really, go on. But that could take us all the way into middle of 2019, 2020. So if you're trying to buy this for any sort of get rich quick Lambo type stuff, it's going to be a really tough market to try and do that. And I think people have realized over the past year or so that's just not something that's going to be happening anytime soon. So keep that in mind if you're trying to bounce by any of these cryptos. It's just something to keep an eye on. There are a few cryptos that we've got a very close eye on now at the minute, and they're starting to break away from the pack of Bitcoin, like we was saying last week. So we're going to keep a very, very close eye on those ones. If they start to show signs of reversals as well, could start to add into those positions and see how they turn out. So any questions, let us know, and we'll speak to you next week. Thanks.